Hello again everyone, Mark Green here from diabetesdietguide.com. Still in the process of a new website, so please bear with me at the time of filming. It is coming and there will be diet plans available for those of you with type 2 diabetes who need a helping hand. However, today we are building upon a recent video I did about weight loss, as this is one question that's come up in the Facebook group that people seem to need a bit of help with. So previously I focused on more about the behaviors of weight loss and how you can start to get into the mindset and plan your approach to successful weight loss going forward. Today is much more about the nutrition side of things and just highlighting how simple calorie swaps can make a tremendous difference to your diet without really changing a great deal of actually what's on the plate. So it's just highlighting those easy to do things that won't really impact the taste of the meal, that you can start literally from today. So let's kick right off. So literally, it can be as easy as replacing this with this. Now, if you can see it, hopefully you can, but I'll talk around it anyway. We've got the calories per 100 grams. And this is always a good way to start comparing products and foods because we can see pound for pound how they stack up against one another. So we tend to have here on this side the more fattier cuts of meat, just to start with. So things like lamb steak, lamb shoulder, beef steak, pork loin, and 15% mince, which is beef based. And you can see the calories range from around 150 calories per 100 grams to the highest being 225 for the pork loin per 100 grams. And keep in mind that most of these foods, when they're actually eaten, are in a bigger quantity than 100 grams, so these calories will actually be more. Whereas when we swap for the lower fat alternatives, so for example, if you had a lamb steak at 155 calories, having a chicken breast, which is about the same weight, is actually 106. A turkey breast is 132. Cod fillet, 71. Prawns, only 62 calories per 100 grams. So you can already see if you're having the equivalent weight of lamb shoulder, which is 188, switching to a prawn-based meal, 62. So although that's going to be a different dish, the calorie savings is actually quite big. And even little things like switching from the full-fat 15% mince down to 5% beef, difference of 209 to 124. If you went to turkey mince, 114. Or if you did a bean-based dish and went vegetarian, 111. So instantly we can see the savings. And we can continue this through the food groups. So if we're looking at cheese, which is one of my favourite foods, cheddar cheese in its purest form, full fat, 416 calories per 100 grams, which is why as nutritionists we're usually quite keen to limit people's cheese intake, because if you're eating high fat and high calorie foods elsewhere, this one can really add up, 416 calories per 100 grams. But instantly switching to 30% reduced fat, 314, 50% reduced fat cheddar cheese, 247. So big savings. I appreciate it might not quite have the same taste for those purist cheese lovers out there, but taste buds do adapt, and actually having tried these myself, they're actually getting much better in terms of their flavour. If you really wanted to make tremendous calorie savings, you could go to cottage cheese. It's only 105 per 100. And if you can stomach it, I can't personally, you can go to the fat-free stuff, which is only 62 calories per 100 grams. So 416 to 62. So that might be for people that might have a bit of cheese on toast or something like that. Rather than going for the full fat, go for the cottage cheese and then add some herbs and spices to really pimp it out and make it quite a tasty dish. There are no shortages of recipes for this stuff online. Then actually one that people think of as probably quite low calorie, but actually when you start looking at it, it's not as low as you think. So your starchy foods, spaghetti and rice. I have to apologise, I've made a bit of a mistake here, so I've just crossed it out. Spaghetti and rice, 356 and 357 calories per 100 grams respectively. So actually, in terms of the dinner plate, which often these are making up a good proportion of, it's providing quite a calorie hit. Whereas switching to vegetable-based alternatives like courgette spaghetti or cauliflower rice, it goes from around 350 calories down to around 20. That's a tremendous saving. Big savings there. So it actually shows the power of vegetables. And it's not to say that you have to use these, for lack of better expression, fancy foods like courgette spaghetti or cauliflower rice. It can be as easy as reducing the portion, increasing the vegetables on the plate. Again, the dish hasn't changed. And then finally, we look at milk. So if you're going full fat milk, 66 calories per 100. And if you go to semi milk, 50, skim milk, 37. So again, calorie savings. So what I've done is pitched out an example day just with normal portion sizes, amounts of these foods to show you how many calories you could save just making these easy switches. So here's our example day. So dead simple, the meals have not changed. We've gone from 100 grams beef mince and we've substituted for 100 grams turkey mince. 95 calories saved, which isn't too far shy of actually a 2-finger Kit Kat, okay? Full fat cheddar cheese, 60 grams to 50% reduced fat, 101 calories saved. If you went from spaghetti, 75 gram portion, that's dry weight, to courgette spaghetti, 252 calories saved. And finally, if you have full milk, and we're going for 1 pint over the course of the day, so I'm including things like teas and coffees, and then substituting that for skim milk, you're saving 164 calories, which as a total provides us with 612 calories saved for that day. Nothing has changed in terms of your meals, only these easy substitutions. Now, why is this number quite relevant? And actually this wasn't pre-planned, but 600 calories, if you look at the NICE guidelines, is what is recommended to subtract from an individual's diet every day in order for them to initiate weight loss, whether that's achieved through more physical activity or through diet or a combination of both. So actually just doing these simple calorie swaps, we are meeting what NICE recommends people need to do in order to initiate weight loss every day, okay? Now don't get me wrong, guidelines don't come without their issues, and they are just guidelines and I'm not a slave to them, but I do think that is telling that 600 calories saved just by substitution methods. This is before we've even started to cut things out or reduce the intake of things or change the distribution of the plate, more vegetables, less of certain foods, being a bit more careful with alcohol, maybe getting more physically active. So it just highlights the power of this. And often it's something that people don't really think about because they just think meat is meat, cheese is cheese, milk is milk. But actually, you can see, calorie-wise, they really are worlds apart when you start getting those quick wins. So just something to think about in your diet going forwards. I hope you found this video useful. As I said, at the time of filming, the new site is coming, diabetesdietguide.com. I upload all these blogs absolutely free. So check it out if you have questions and find the category and type of diabetes that is you're looking for, as it's all categorized on the site. And in the meantime, I wish you all the best and let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.